Good morning, dear hearts. We are on review number 6. That's where we start our day. For the next 20 days, we will be going over one lesson per day that we have just had. Please subscribe if you've not yet done so. It's never too late. This review, like our past two ones, we have a central thought that guides each lesson. We say this little couplet, if you will, before and after each practicing. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. It might sound familiar. The first part was lesson 199. I'm not a body, I am free. This idea, as we repeat it over and over again, and we get to use it as often as possible throughout the day. But as we do this, we are really making new neural pathways in our mind. We are really wanting, and we want to understand that this idea will change everything when we realize I am not a body. I am free, and I am still as God created me, which obviously is, that one lesson that I say is woven into every lesson, that I am as God created. God created me. I am still that. I am as God created me. So the introduction has a lot of information in it, as they all do, and I do not skip over them and go right to the lesson. You all know that about me. The introduction is telling us that, for this review, we take but one idea each day and practice it as often as possible. And we practice it in the morning and in the evening for not less than 15 minutes, and then hourly to remember it as well, and throughout our day as often as possible. And then it tells us that each of these ideas alone would be sufficient for salvation if it was learned truly to the depth of our being, that we understand that one lesson. And I've talked about this before, other teachers have talked about it, that just one lesson, one is enough. And that's, there's that number again, one, right? It's the significant number here. Oneness, one God, one thought, one lesson, one is enough. The second paragraph tells us that each of these one lessons contains the entire curriculum. And if it is understood, practiced, accepted, and applied to all the seeming happenings throughout the day, whatever seems to be going on outside of me, if I apply that lesson, that's all I need. One is enough. But from that one, there must be no exceptions made. I can't say, I'm applying it to this situation, and then the next thing that happens, because maybe a friend is part of that situation, or I have a judgment thought about that situation, and then I don't apply the lesson to that. No exceptions. That is the totality of the reality of this course. No exceptions. So these practice sessions, like our last review, are centered around the central theme, and which we start and end each lesson, and it is this, that I am not a body, I am free, I am still as God created me. And then it says, beyond this and the repetition of this special thought we practice for the day, no form of exercise is urged except a deep relinquishment of everything that clutters up the mind and makes it deaf to reason, sanity, and simple truth. I've written about clutter. There's a story, a little missive, as I call them, in my book, Good Morning, Dear Hearts. It's available on my website or on Amazon. Good Morning, Dear Hearts, and I write about clutter. And what is clutter? We see clutter as those objects that fill up the flat surfaces in our houses. However, clutter, real clutter, like this clutter, is clutter that's filling up space in here. Always the inside job. I want to relinquish all of that clutter, old thoughts, things that I have partially given up, things that I know do not serve me, things that have no benefit for me, old cobwebs of thoughts. Let them all go. because they make me deaf to reason, sanity, and simple truth. I want to open up the way for truth to come to me. We will attempt to go beyond all words and special forms of practicing for this review. In the introduction to the last 20 lessons, which we are now reviewing, it told us that we are going to start our journey beyond words by concentrating first on what still impedes our progress. Words we know are insufficient. They are tools. They sometimes work, sometimes they are more confusing than they give clarity. We want to go beyond the use of words. That is where we are meant to be, eventually, beyond all words. Only being, because we are a thought from within the mind of God, we are going to communicate mind to mind, and that is all we will need. The introduction continues, we merely close our eyes and then forget all that we thought we knew and understood, for thus is freedom given us from all that we did not know and failed to understand. And there's only one exception, that not to allow any idle thought to go unchallenged. If an idle thought comes in, if once we notice it, deny its hold and hasten to assure your mind that this is not what you would have, and then quickly let that thought go which you denied, be given up in sure and quick exchange for the idea we practice for today, whatever that particular lesson is. And then we're going to hasten to proclaim our freedom from any temptation by saying, this thought I do not want, I choose instead. And then we'll fill in the lesson, the review lesson that we are having for the day, and repeat the idea for today and let it take the place of what you thought. I am only thinking if I'm thinking with the mind of God. If I'm having these idle thoughts, I'm not thinking with God's mind. I'm thinking apart from God's mind. And then instead of anything else beyond these special applications of each day's idea, we will add but a few formal expressions on specific thoughts. There's a few lines to clarify and expand each of the lessons. And now we give these times of quiet to the teacher who instructs in quiet, speaks of peace, and gives our thoughts whatever meaning they may have. We go to the Holy Spirit, our teacher. He teaches us in quiet. And to him I offer this review for you. I place you in his charge and let him teach you what to do and say and think each time you turn to him, and very much reminiscent of our lesson 70, which will keep folding back into us. That is one of those lessons that we would be wise to practice as often as possible during our day. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? And our teacher will not fail to be available to us each time we call on him to help us. Let us offer him the whole review we now begin, and let us also not forget to whom it has been given as we practice day by day, advancing toward the goal he set for us, allowing him to teach us how to go and trusting him completely for the way each practice period can best become a loving gift of freedom to the world, to the entire world. When we are free, the world is free. The world will not be free without us. So, our first review lesson, lesson 201, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The actual lesson, I trust my brothers who are one with me. No one but is my brother. Everyone is my brother. I am blessed with oneness, there's that number, with the universe and God, my Father, one creator of the whole, that is myself with a big S, my true self, forever one with me. Every brother is one with me. Every brother has been created as I have from the one mind that is our one source, our one God. I am not a body, I am free, for I'm still as God created me. And we realize and we identify truly that our brothers are one with us. Their true identity is like mine. It is spirit. They are not bodies. I am not a body. We are all created the same, from the same, the one, the source, the God, creator, however you see that, great spirit. We are all one. I trust my brothers who are one with me. And that's it for today. So congratulations, we've done our first review lesson. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please smile. Wow, what an accomplishment here. And please take in a deep breath. As you release it, tell yourself, I'm not a body, I'm free, for I am still as God created me. Namaste.